is the Raspberry Pi 2B. It was released to the public in 2014 and has provided astounding benefits over the previous Raspberry Pi generations, with its quad-core ARM CPU running at a speedy 0.9 GHz and its 1 GB of RAM. However, 1 year later, in 2015, the Raspberry Pi Foundation released the Raspberry Pi 3B, which blew people away with its 1.2 GHz 64-bit processor, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on board, and upgraded power source. Performance was astonishing, and the included Wi-Fi meant that one didn't need to buy a wireless chipset to connect to a Wi-Fi network. The Raspberry Pi Foundation wasn't done there. On Raspberry Pi Day 10 days ago, they dropped the Raspberry Pi 3B+. This is the best Raspberry Pi yet. Its processor runs at 1.4 GHz, 200 MHz faster than the B. It has 802.11ac Wi-Fi, gigabit Ethernet with a maximum throughput of 300 megabits per second, support for power over Ethernet, and a much needed thermal solution upgrade. And I have it with me right now. Yay! Today I will be reviewing this new Raspberry Pi and giving my thoughts on it. I want to quickly go into differences between the Raspberry Pi 3B and the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus. Now, they both have the same form factor and all of the components are in the same location. However, there are some marked differences. One is the processor cover. The processor cover on the B Plus is metal, while on the B it is ceramic, although I did add these heatsinks on later. What this means is that the B Plus has a greater heat dissipation than the B, because metal is better at conducting than ceramic is. Next we have the Wi-Fi chipset. The Wi-Fi chipset and antenna and all that stuff are in this location and under this metal package. However, on the B, here's the antenna, and then here is the chipset. I mean, everything's all over the board. The Ethernet jacks, the USB jacks, the audio jacks, the camera and display connectors, the HDMI ports, and the USB ports are all the same. However, right here, you can notice that the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus has an upgraded power chipset for better power control and regulation. Now, also, if you look at the Ethernet chipset, the B Plus has an upgraded chipset for better speed and, well, speed. This uses an older package type. The pins are the same. They're the same layout that they've been using since the B Plus, and will be found on the A Plus, the B Plus, the 2, 3B, 3B Plus, 0, and 0W. They also have this added pin section, which is for the power over Ethernet, which the Raspberry Pi is going to officially release a power over Ethernet, or PoE, hat for later this year. I'm going to turn it over to the back. There really isn't much difference on the back other than the fact that the Wi-Fi chipset is here on the 3B, but yeah, they're essentially the same. Well, yeah, they're essentially the same. Alright, now let's actually dive into the mechanics of the 3B Plus. Alright, I'm back again. I had some software issues with downloading the wrong version of Raspbian, the official operating system. Well, whoops. Well, anyways, now this is the Raspberry Pi operating system default background and opening. And I'm sorry that I had to use a camera to record this because I do not have any form of recording the HDMI directly. I would need to buy a capture card for that. But, well, let's see. So I've plugged in my, are you kidding me? Okay, so I need to set some things in order to enable networking. I am in the United States. Character set, why not? And by the way, do not trust the time up here because that's just, well, yeah. Wi-Fi country. United States of America. Oh, come on. You're down here somewhere. Here we go. Alright, so I set my, and great, I need to reboot again. We are having fun with reboots. But this is actually happening a lot faster than it did before. That 0.2 gigahertz is actually giving a pretty big difference. This booting process is much faster, and it only takes that much time now? I'm impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty impressed so far. This booting process is extremely fast. Oh, I get it. But yeah, it's connected. Alright, I'm gonna test it out with something like sudo apt-get update. So let's see how fast this thing updates. Not very fast, apparently. Never mind. This is actually downloading pretty fast in comparison to most, well, to the previous Raspberry Pi. Huh. But I'm not really... Well, this is updating faster than it would on the Raspberry Pi 3B. So I'm pretty happy with that. The CPU isn't even being used that much. Jeez. That's it? That's it? Oh, heck yeah, that was pretty fast. Alright, I'm gonna try internet browsing. Well... Huh, that is faster than would upload. I mean, well, open. Yeah, this is definitely faster. Unfortunately, the Raspberry Pi is affected by only having 1 gig of RAM, but other than that, it's pretty good. Let's go to... see how fast we can get a web page. Okay, so yeah, I'm not especially noticing too much of a difference with this networking chipset upgrade. Of course, that's probably because I don't know any applications that can really like utilize it that much, but I'm not seeing too much of a difference. Let me see if I can get a good quality YouTube video to play. It is loading definitely slightly faster than before. I'm just not noticing too much. Oh my, and it crashed. And it crashed. Well, that's out now. I'm gonna guess that this is because this is the newest version of Raspberry and it was just released like literally 10 days ago. I'm gonna guess that there are some bugs with the operating system that they haven't exactly gotten to work. But yeah, let's see how this works with some of these. Um, okay, this is definitely working a little faster than before. I am noticing a speed drop actually. To be quite honest, I'm noticing a speed drop in Python. I'm not sure what I'm gonna say about that. I mean, just look at this. This is slow. On the Pi 3, this worked perfectly well. So I'm just confused as to why the the 3 plus, the B plus, which has updated everything and upgraded everything, is I just wonder why it's not giving me a performance increase in Python. I'm and it kind of saddens me that I mean I'm not seeing a performance increase in Python. I mean it's this is a lot slower than the non-Python. Well, I mean the non-Pi 3 B plus version. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed with this. But let's see what happens if I do sudo apt-get install nginx. Nginx is a web server. Not gonna lie, that first part was actually faster than I expected. So there are, I guess that this is, yeah, I'm gonna really guess that this is because the operating system is not very, what do you call it, optimized yet. So I'm willing to be forgiving for now about that. But I'm just gonna quickly feel how, wow, the CPU does not feel hot at all. That is amazing. Well, I mean, obviously you can tell that it's warmer. It's pretty warm. But other than that, it just feels a lot cooler than the Pi 3B. I mean, this metal heatsink is just amazing. I mean, let's even check the temperature of this thing. Add. Wow, this worked pretty fast. Quite happy with that. But this thing is there we go. Only 46 degrees? Oh heck yeah. If I was running this kind of operation on the Pi 3B, it would already be on like 50 degrees. No, I'm pretty happy with this. And it's already finished. Oh, and this even detects, yeah, whether there's 5G or not. Oh, that is pretty awesome. And let me just quickly see on my laptop whether this nginx actually is working. So I'm going to go to 192.168.0.19. And as you can see, it works. Like, it actually works. And it was installed relatively quickly. Well, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah. So overall, I'm just gonna have to say this. For Python and other stuff like that, I'm not seeing improvement because it's probably because the operating system just needs to be more optimized for the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus, and it needs to be able to better utilize its resources, especially the 64-bit CPU that's been introduced since the 3B. However, applications like installing programs and booting times, those have been vastly improved, and I'm just quite happy with that, even if there are other things that are slightly disappointing. So, I guess I'll call this a wraps. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you liked it, click the like button and get subscribed. However, if you didn't like this video, well, please tell me why in the comments you didn't like it. But anyways, press that red subscribe button, click the bell icon, and I'll see you next time.